In this comprehensive coverage, we will explore the latest updates surrounding 5 key Premier League stories. First, we'll dive into Javi Guerra's potential move from Valencia to the English top flight and the unexpected price slash that could make him one of the most intriguing transfer prospects. Then, we'll discuss Raheem Sterling's surprising loan deal to Arsenal, where the financial arrangement with Chelsea raises eyebrows. Next, we'll shift focus to Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard's injury and how his absence could impact their season. Following that, we'll examine Ben White's curious exclusion from the England national team setup and what it means for his international career. Lastly, we'll discuss Newcastle's rising star Anthony Gordon, whose performances have attracted the attention of Premier League giants like Liverpool and Arsenal. Without further ado, let's get started with the first story on Javi Guerra. Valencia's talented young midfielder, Javi Guerra, is on the radar of 2 Premier League clubs, Arsenal and Aston Villa, and the Spanish side's financial struggles may lead to a massive discount on his release clause. Initially set at £85 million, Valencia is reportedly willing to lower that price by more than £60 million. This development has positioned Guerra as one of the most coveted young talents in Europe, with both Arsenal and Villa eager to secure his services. A cut-price deal that could see Guerra move for less than £25 million makes this a potential coup for any club willing to act quickly. Despite his youth, Guerra has showcased immense promise in central midfield, delivering mature performances for Valencia. The Spanish club's financial difficulties have prompted them to consider offloading some of their prized assets, and Guerra, whose contract runs until 2027, could be their most valuable player to sell. Arsenal in particular views him as a key component for their future, with midfielders like Thomas Partey and Jorginho approaching the latter stages of their careers. Mikel Arteta has reportedly prioritised Guerra's signing, and the player himself is said to be leaning towards a move to North London. The opportunity to work under Arteta and compete in the Champions League could be decisive factors in his decision. Aston Villa remains a contender, but the allure of competing at the highest level may push Guerra in Arsenal's direction. His addition would not only provide depth, but also represent a strategic investment in Arsenal's long-term midfield structure. Now let's move on to Raheem Sterling's eye-catching loan deal to Arsenal. In a surprise move during the final moments of the transfer window, Arsenal successfully secured a loan agreement for the Chelsea winger. Sterling, once a star at Liverpool and Manchester City, found himself out of favour under new Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca. With limited opportunities on the horizon, Sterling saw a fresh start, and Arsenal capitalised on the situation by offering him a chance to revive his career in North London. What makes this deal even more remarkable is the wage arrangement. Initial reports suggested that Arsenal would cover half of Sterling's £325,000 per week salary, but it was later revealed that the Gunners are only responsible for 30% of his wages, around £97,500 per week. Chelsea, meanwhile, is footing the bill for the remaining 70%, amounting to approximately £12 million of Sterling's annual £17 million salary. With no loan fee involved, this deal is a major financial win for Arsenal, especially given Sterling's pedigree. Sterling's time at Chelsea has been anything but smooth. After leaving Manchester City in 2022, he struggled to find consistency, hampered by both his own form and the chaos at Chelsea. A move to Arsenal presents a fresh opportunity, and the chance to work under Mikel Arteta, whom he knows well from their time at Manchester City, could be the key to rediscovering his best form. With Arsenal competing in both the Premier League and the Champions League, Sterling will be thrust into high-profile fixtures, potentially starting with the North London derby against Tottenham. Next, we turn our attention to Arsenal's captain, Martin Odegaard, whose injury has sent shockwaves through the Gunners' fan base. During the international break, Odegaard sustained an ankle injury while playing for Norway against Austria in the UEFA Nations League. The playmaker was visibly upset as he left the pitch, later seen using crutches to board a flight back to London. Medical examinations revealed that while the injury was not as severe as initially feared, it is still likely to sideline him for at least 3 weeks. This comes at a critical time for Arsenal, who are already grappling with a series of midfield absences. With Odegaard out, the Gunners will be without one of their most creative and influential players, someone whose vision and leadership have been key to Arsenal's resurgence in recent seasons. The injury is particularly concerning given Arsenal's upcoming fixture list, which includes the North London derby, a Champions League clash with Paris Saint-Germain, and a crucial Premier League match against Manchester City. Arsenal's midfield depth is already being tested, with Declan Rice suspended for the derby and Mikel Merino still recovering from a shoulder injury. Thomas Partey, another key figure, has also been battling fitness concerns, leaving Mikel Arteta short on options. Odegaard's injury could not have come at a worse time, and Arsenal will be hoping that his recovery is swift. Now let's shift focus to Arsenal's Ben White, whose relationship with the England national team has been the subject of speculation. White, a versatile defender who can play both as a centre-back and right-back, has not featured for England since he withdrew from the squad during the 2022 World Cup. Reports suggest that White requested not to be contacted by England's coaching staff, raising questions about his future with the national team. England under-21 manager Lee Carsley recently addressed White's situation, noting that while White remains eligible for selection, there has been no communication between the player and the England camp. Carsley downplayed any notion of a rift, but the absence of contact hints at a deeper issue. White's performances for Arsenal have been strong, particularly under Mikel Arteta's guidance, yet he remains absent from the national setup. Some have speculated that White's decision to distance himself from the England squad could be rooted in personal preferences, while others believe there may be more to the story. Regardless, White's absence has raised eyebrows, especially given England's need for versatile defenders. The player's focus now appears to be entirely on his club career, where he has thrived as part of Arsenal's backline. Finally, we close our coverage with Anthony Gordon, Newcastle United's exciting young winger who has caught the eye of several Premier League heavyweights. Arsenal and Liverpool have both expressed interest in Gordon, whose explosive performances have made him one of the most sought-after talents in the league. Gordon's rise has been meteoric. After breaking into Newcastle's first team, his pace, creativity and ability to make things happen in the final third have made him a fan favourite at St James's Park. Liverpool came close to making a move for him during the summer transfer window, but Newcastle's high valuation deterred the Reds. Arsenal, while also linked with Gordon, never seriously pursued the winger, focusing their attention elsewhere. Despite the interest from top clubs, Newcastle is determined to keep hold of Gordon. His development under manager Eddie Howe has been rapid, and he is expected to play a crucial role in Newcastle's domestic and European campaigns this season. However, with clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal still keeping tabs on him, Newcastle may face a battle to retain their prized asset in future windows. In conclusion, these 5 stories, Javi Guerra's potential transfer, Raheem Sterling's loan deal, Martin Odegaard's injury, Ben White's England situation, and Anthony Gordon's rise, highlight the ever-changing landscape of Premier League football.